Always remember.
Hello there. Determined focus. Say it back or something. I can't see in this thing. We're episode 34? 34? 34?
Why is Rick Grimes wearing the stranger's mask?
I can't see anything in that, bro. Oh my goodness. Hey guys, what's going on?
Why was Rick Grimes wearing the stranger's mask?
Coral. Yes.
Oh,
all right, let me redo that one more time. Hello there, General Kenobi. Say it back. Welcome back to Determined Focus, episode 34. I am Grayson, one of your hosts. I have this guy with me.
Hey, what's up?
His name is Will of the Force. Hey. Guys, Will got a little surgery done. So everybody in the chat, wish him well. Wish him Will of the Force.
Yeah, so now I got to wear these stupid glasses that make me look like Scott Summers.
Nah, dude, Scott Summers is the GOAT.
Yeah, but like Batman could wash him with it.
It is kind of true.
Yeah.
If Scott Summers had, you know what? We're not going to start this right now.
Yep. Laney and Noah are in the chat. Scott Summers would get washed by Batman easily. Not even a question. Batman would just go,
true.
Hey, Wolverine and Jean Grey, and he would go, no, and he would start crying, and then he would just fall into fetal position. Yeah. It doesn't even need any prep time. It's just, oh, Wolverine? Hey, you ever met that guy Wolverine? Your wife did. Oh!
Just emotional damage, bro.
Yep.
Let's check in with the chat here before we get into a lot of Knights of Ren adjacent oriented news this week. Kylo Ren, if you will. We got Star Wars Conspiracy. Very cool little hand-drawn profile picture. Ooh. I'm a big fan of that. Love my boy Chimere and the hunt for Ben Solo all the way. Dude. Preaching to the choir, buddy. We got Ryan. Happy Tuesday. How's everybody? Doing good. Thanks for being here, buddy. We got Cameron Stewart with the goated Luke Skywalker profile picture, as always. Double Ren news. Yes, we do. We got Cole. Focus. 4?
Hold on.
4? Oh no. Mac, he's 3. Macman is 4. I know my stuff, bro. Cole is 3.
4.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Limitless Nerds in here too.
We got Limitless Nerd. He's 6. So we're missing Downcast Bug and Star Wars Insight, at least currently. Yep. Never mind. Star Wars Insight is here. We got Focus 7. 6 and 7.
What's up?
We got Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. How you doing? We'll spend a little bit of time in the back to tank. Yes, he did.
Yeah, dude.
While he was in the back to tank, though, he was working on some phenomenal clips of things that we've worked on in the past couple of months. Free mustache Grayson. There's some of those that are dropping. What a time. But yeah, thank you all for being here on this Tuesday. I know we pushed it back a day. It kind of feels like it's been a little bit since because last week we didn't get to do a live episode because you were out of town, so we had our episode with Brickmaster Harry in its stead.
That did premiere, and then last week, that night though, we did get to announce the first 2 guests for Rebel ScumCon.
Mm-hmm.
With Dante and Bobby,
that's right.
Kentucky.
It feels so long ago already. Yeah. We got to announce the dates for Rebel ScumCon as well, and a couple of the guests. We got Paul Lee, aka Carson Teva, and Ray Park. Darth Maul. And since then, they've announced Giancarlo Esposito. So,
dude.
which is super exciting. So we won't get into all of that there, but Rebel Scum Con is the place to be. But yeah, this also tomorrow is Star Wars Visions Volume 3, which we are very excited about. I don't know if you've seen the plethora of posts that we have made, but I have an entire amassed Ronin collection. So,
man, I should have pulled my. I brought Ben Solo out because we got Ben Solo news, but I should have got my Ronin Funko.
You have the Funko Pop. Oh man, I've got my Black Series back there in my book as well.
Dude, those pictures that Connor took. Connor from Beyond the Dune Sea. He also has another account. It's Press Pause Photography, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He does insane figure photography with like action figures and like 6 scale and what's TVC? Is TVC 1/7 or 1/8?
TVC it's like I know it's 3.725 inch, but yeah, I think it's technically like 1/8 or something.
Whatever it is, I'm gonna bring it up later because holy crow, those photos that he took are so sick.
Yeah. Really I've got to plug another friend of the pod. Very soon, and by very soon I mean I think tomorrow. Arakel from Punch It Chewy Press is dropping his Ronin pin. It's already up early access for patrons. So if you are a fan of pins, which we are here, I already ordered mine, so I'm stoked for it. But everybody in the community is stoked on Star Wars Visions.
Can't wait.
So we're gonna try to hopefully. Is it okay if I say this? Is it okay if I say that we potentially maybe do some reactions if we can to some of them? At the very least, the Ronin's episode, the Duel Payback.
Yes.
By the way, did you see the poster that Takashi did?
Dude, did you watch we might be able to watch it here if we've got time.
Is it the one that Ashley Birch did the voiceover for?
Oh, I don't know if that's what it was, but the
one on they posted on
was just the director for Ronin, and it was like him, and they talked about Takashi, and they
dude, sick.
They put it on YouTube too, and the YouTube version is like
we should pull it. Let's pull it up here in a second. Does anybody here? Do you mind if we talk about Visions a little bit before we get into the updates of the past 2 weeks? Is that cool? Chime off in the chat.
Hey, can we yap about Visions a little bit?
Yeah, dude, might as well.
Ranga Sleet's in here. Dude, this guy, I'm pretty sure he's in like Brazil or something.
What?
Where is he? He's in Portugal. Okay. Super late over there. So wait, did he just say it? Can't stay as it's late around here, but wishing everyone an amazing stream. This guy is always supporting our stuff on Twitter. Like, truly,
really?
Like, okay. We've got followings, kind of. When it comes to Twitter, we're goose egg, dude.
Yeah, but we're not great about Twitter.
We're nowhere on Twitter. We're a lugubrious moat on the ear of Luke Skywalker when it comes to Twitter. But this dude is always supporting us, and we love when people are showing us love, dude. It's so much fun. So I appreciate you being here, dude. Go to sleep. It's too late. Oh, and Ricky's here too. Hey, Ricky. Ricky said yes.
I did have a tweet pop off yesterday, which I don't know how. I posted that graphic of the 4 Rins or potential Rins that we know it. 766 likes.
Let's go.
Out of nowhere. I don't like, and I'm not someone who like normally talks about engagement. I have 72 followers on Twitter, and this has 7.5 thousand engagements. I just posted that, and it was like, bleh, it just blew up. So, yeah. So that's the connection with some of the other stuff that we're talking about. But everybody else seems to be want us to talk about Vision. So, or our excitement for it. So, I guess why don't we pull up that? Actually, before we start, why don't we just talk about from the episodes that we know, which ones we are the most excited for? I can pull up the list of episodes.
Let's pull up the list of episodes. I'll see you in 5 seconds. Oh, I missed it. I didn't click fast enough. Sorry.
Picked the wrong one, dude.
Yeah.
And determined focus is over, guys.
That's it. Sorry. Bye-bye.
Macman, yes, they do drop all of Visions at once. I think it'll probably drop tonight at 3 a.m. Eastern, I imagine. Unless they want to treat us with a 9 p.m. drop tonight, which would be
I didn't
crazy.
even think about that. It's going to be 3 a.m. for you.
It's okay. I have nothing to do tomorrow.
Okay.
After this, I'm going to go back to reading Shadow of the Sith because that book is peak, and I have something to plug about that later on. So don't worry. Don't you worry your pretty little heads.
Oh, no.
Are you struggling, man?
No, I was. You said you were going to pull up the list.
Oh, I thought you were.
Well, send me the link and I can pull it up on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Sorry, I
don't even know where that link is.
Star Wars Visions.
I don't even know where that Retin link is. Sup? I'm assuming this is Damon Sosa Ren.
Is it okay if I just send it to you? The Wikipedia link,
or just text me,
like a screenshot.
Or yeah, just send me the link, dude, and I'll pull it up.
Okay, I'm just pulling up the Wikipedia page because it has all of the episodes in a graph.
Wikipedia.
Bow.
Chat, be completely honest with me. Do I look like a fool with these glasses on?
Nah, bro. Dude, you have our color palette right now. You've got the red with the yellow. It's kind of sick. Wait, what if I got yellow glasses, bro?
Then we would be bozos.
Yeah,
cool bozos. Okay, here.
Hey, they're not mutually exclusive, okay?
Where is it?
Nah, you look cool.
3.
Oh, hey Gabby. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you.
Hey, Gabby.
Gabby unboxed the box of things that I sent her because I just love sending out people's stuff. Yeah, a box of.
Buster Rhymes. Is this the right one?
That's it. Those are the episode lists. Yep.
Okay.
Go back down. Go back.
There we are.
You look like Cyclops, so in short, you don't see. This is what I'm saying, man.
Some people would say Cyclops is a bozo. But
it's true, but we are not those people. I like Cyclops personally. Okay, we got the Duel Payback, which is the sequel to the Duel. If you want to prep also for some other Ronin stuff, there's a Ronin novel, and there are 2 comic issues that Takashi did both of the comic issues for. So
yeah,
they're really sick. The Song of Four Wings. We've got the sequel to the Ninth Jedi, which is Child of Hope. We've got the Bounty Hunters, Yuko's Treasure, the Lost Ones, which is a sequel to the Village Bride, the Smuggler, the Bird of Paradise, and then Black, which is the one about the Stormtrooper that's like the psychedelic one.
Dude, that one looks sick.
It looks really sick. I'm going to go on StarWars.com and also see if they have, because they've been slowly releasing the posters for them. Or not StarWars.com, but
are they still on Instagram?
They might be. I'm looking them up right now, so you don't waste your time. Because they've been slowly. Okay, yeah, they posted the poster for the Duel Payback yesterday, and then the Lost Ones, which is the sequel to Village Bride. What are you laughing? What are you laughing about,
dude? My wife just sent me the dumbest meme, and I'm actually kind of pissed. It's okay. I'm so sorry to derail this. I just was not expecting for this to just pop up on the bottom of my screen right now. It's
oh no, can you show this?
Woody. It's Woody like this, like Woody from Toy Story, and he's like this, and the caption is POV when you love him so much, but you are a little worried about having his child because he has a giant head.
What? That's crazy. She sent you that midstream.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh my goodness.
Well, hey, it runs in the genes, man. Big heads. You know what happens if you got a big head? You got a big brain, and if you got a big brain, you got a big heart, and you got big.
Will does have a big heart.
Big sinuses.
We both have huge heads, bro. We like our heads with all these Black Series where they're like super big. This isn't the Black Series one, but like, oh my lord,
yeah.
It's like it's like I have a hard time putting my. There we go.
It's so funny because you can't see your neck. So it just like
okay. Anyway,
drops your.
I don't think they put all the posters up yet.
All right.
So this is purely me like basing on what we've seen from the trailer. Obviously the sequels to the previous episodes look extremely cool. So the dual payback.
And you're right.
So true. Hey, do you want to know something I found out today of some Star Wars knowledge?
What's up?
I found out that Sith Wayfinders and Sith Holocrons have a differing amount of sides. Did you know that? They're both pyramids.
Is a Wayfinder 3 and a Holocron 4?
Other way around.
Really?
Yep. Well, okay, so I've got the Wayfinder right there, and it is 4-sided.
Oh, well, Wayfinder is 4.
But reading in Shadow of the Sith, and then I was like, I have this like toy holocron that's 4-sided. And I was like, it's like a 20 questions thing. Like you like think of a Star Wars thing and then you're like, oh, is it a creature? Is it a droid? Whatever. And you say yes or no until it tries to guess the thing that you're thinking of in Star Wars. It's like a Star Wars specific 20 questions. But that one is 4-sided, but I guess they made it 4-sided because they had to fit it in there, like maybe three sides. So I looked up the Galaxy's Edge ones, and the Galaxy's Edge ones are 3-sided. And the one in Rebels is 3 pane. I mean, it's technically 4-sided because the bottom is flat, but it is pane right there. Like in terms of glass. So anyway.
Not to derail any further, I saw somebody tweeted that it was either at Galaxy's Edge. I don't know if it's at Batu East or
this off, by the way.
I forget which one. I didn't even realize that you were wearing a cloak. I don't know if it's in Disneyland or Disney World Galaxy's Edge, but they don't have the blue holocrons anymore. Now they're solely green.
That's been for a while. Yeah, I saw it was Jacob. I want to say it's like JT or like JT Suggs or something on Twitter.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't know. I forgot. I didn't even see that it was him who posted it.
Yeah, he posted it, and I was like, no, they've been like that for a while. There's some of places you. Yeah, they switched to the green ones. They did that when they added like the Rey one, or Rey's talking about why she's a Skywalker.
Yeah,
that was when they introduced the green ones, but you can still get the blue ones sometime. Anyway, I like the Sith ones now better though, because the old Sith ones were the gold with the red. Now they're the silver with the red, and the silver with the red look really good. They're really cool. But okay, these episodes. What was the one that I want to know which one it was, but there was one that was kind of like a 3D animation style that when we did the reaction with Luke and
just watch
Hello There. Let's just watch the trailer, man. Why don't we just do that? You guys want to watch our live reaction? I could probably tell you which episodes are which, to be honest. Still laughing. Big head means you can fit more Star Wars knowledge in it.
That is the truth. Visions Volume 3. Okay. Remove. Stop scrolling. Share screen.
Pull it up.
Let's do it. Is this the English dub?
Yeah. Okay.
Can you hear that?
Yeah. Okay, obviously the dual payback. Oh, this is the Japanese one. Okay, that one right there, I believe the one that's like with the X-Wing like mecha thing. I want to say that's maybe the Song of Four Wings. Actually don't know.
I have no idea. Grayson.
Yep. Dude, this one looks.
Are you clicking it at the same time?
Oh, no, I wasn't. Gabby. What are we doing? What are we doing? You have, it is, I know you're on the West Coast. It is 4:53 for you right now.
Oh, you have so much time.
That truly, you could watch both seasons like less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like they're the only, like the longest episode's like 15 minutes. So,
dude,
you know what? Can you delete our episode that we did?
Yeah, you should have told us that before we went on your show. What?
No, just kidding.
Guys, go watch Visions. It's so good.
I'm like, I have been the guy, like, I've watched Vision since day one, and everyone was like, whatever, bro, whatever. And I'm like, guys, I'm telling you. And now that Volume 3 is here, and everyone's like, guys, Visions is like pretty good. And I'm like, I've been saying this, man. It's so good, dude. Yeah. Hey,
I'll leave right now.
Come back, then you can watch it. I'm just kidding. You can go watch it now. I give you full permission. What we're saying is not any cooler than what Vision Season 3 is.
Go watch Visions.
Gosh, dude, that frame right there, bro. Seeing a blue saber, because so in the comics you don't even get to see a blue saber. Most of the people have had red lightsabers, except for the Samuel L. Jackson Afro Samurai character who had a purple lightsaber. This is an interesting take, Star Wars Insight. I actually like 2 more than I like Season 1. Like, overall as a package, there was more episodes in Season 2 that I like, that really struck a chord with me than Season 1 has, like, I like all the episodes, but there are like 3 episodes in Season 1 that I'm like, these are gas. And like, I rewatch them all the time. And I'm not saying that the other episodes aren't good, because I really like the other episodes too, but Season 2, like that entire, like there was only like 1 episode in there that I'm like, yeah, it was fine. My dad was rewatching Visions the other day. I didn't even know he'd watched Visions in the first place. All right. And I was like, he got to one and I was like, wait, you're watching? He's like, oh yeah, these are like, I love these. These are great. So yeah.
They're real good.
And my dad is kind of pickier when it comes to Star Wars stuff. So he was also watching Kenobi today, which is, interesting.
Right. Let's go through
back,
this and just
hop to
let's
it.
just figure out which ones are which.
That one looks like the one that later on where she does like the overhead attack. This one looks really pretty.
That was the right before it. This frame was that's
black
one.
Yeah, that's
the same one as well.
Yeah,
this art style. Yeah,
that's black as well,
bro.
Dude, you see that she had her Leku like pulled up, kind of in like
dude.
Yeah, really cool.
Leku up, dude.
Okay, this is the sequel to the Village Bride. I don't. Yeah, Village Bride. I think Ninth Jedi is a different one.
But so Ninth Jedi is the one that's getting the series, right?
Yes, Ninth Jedi is the one that had. Remember the guy with the mask and he catches the lightsaber and he turns it red to green. Yeah.
Is this one? Do you think going to tie directly into the?
The continuing series?
Yeah.
Or you mean the Ninth Jedi? I actually don't remember if this is the Village Bride. I think this is Village Bride. I'm pretty certain this is Village Bride. But
well, I mean, is the because there is a Ninth Jedi episode in this?
Yes, there are 3 sequel episodes.
But do you think that Ninth Jedi episode is going to directly tie into the new season?
I think so. I would be hard. I imagine they would probably want you to watch the previous 2 episodes.
Yeah. Don't know why we don't have a Ronin series.
Yeah, I think it'll happen. It's got to happen. There's no way that they won't do it eventually.
I'm stoked for Ninth Jedi. I really liked the first one. I'm excited to watch this next one. I'm excited for the series. Selfishly, I really hope people go watch the Ninth Jedi, not only because it looks like great animation, go watch Star Wars because Star Wars is great, but if that does well, I'm sure they will be more likely to do a Ronin series. And I will chop my legs off for a Ronin series. Yeah.
This one, I think, hold on, let's stop right here. I'm looking at all the descriptions of them. Okay, this is not the Song of Four Wings. I think the Song of Four Wings was, that was the one with the AT-ATs. That's the Song of Four Wings, the one at the end of the trailer. Okay. The one with the little bear. Okay, that one right there. The one that we were just on.
This one?
That's the Song of Four Wings, I believe.
Sick.
And then there's one called the Bounty Hunters that
Conspiracy
I
believe. Wild. What is Star Wars Vision? I'm just waiting.
Thanks for being here, Star Wars Conspiracy. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Then the frame after that with the like kind of the Hellboy looking like assassin guy. Yeah, that one. That's
Bro,
the sequel.
Look at this, dude.
This is the Ninth Jedi. Yeah, I know. This is the sequel to Ninth Jedi. This is Ninth Jedi: Child of Hope.
That guy looks like a Mecha fifth brother.
Bro, honestly, I love that. I love the designs on these, man. They're so sick. Yes, this is Ninth Jedi. God, dude, look how good.
Dude,
looks so good, bro.
This looks crazy.
This one, I want to say, I'm looking at up right now. This is, I think, the Bird of Paradise. Dude, this is getting hard. I mean, not hard to like put up the which is which. I'm just, the more that I'm seeing them, I'm like, actually, I don't think I can rank which ones I'm most excited for, because I'm just excited for all. This one.
Hey, dude.
Hey, what's going on, Noah Nation from the Light Force podcast,
from the anti-Batman podcast known as the Light Force podcast.
Boycott the Light Force podcast. All right.
Yeah.
Determined Focus is a pro-Batman podcast, and Light Force is an anti-Batman podcast.
Do your part. Support Batman. Just do Batman propaganda.
Yeah, this one looks really good, bro. This episode looks the blending of like the 3D.
So
dude, I know.
Do you remember? I think I said this last time, or when we were in LA, I might have said this. Do you remember that show Code Lyoko?
Yeah, I think you brought it up.
Dude, this looks just like the animation for Code Lyoko.
Code Lyoko. I'm gonna pull this up.
It was on Cartoon Network. It was like one of those weird, like, I think they like went into a video game. It was like The Matrix.
Oh, I can kind of see that. Yeah. Whoa, they got huge foreheads.
They got big old domes, dude.
Okay, this one I believe is the Bounty Hunters. Yeah. This is the one. It's literally just called the Bounty Hunters. This one I want to say might be. This one might be the Smuggler. I want to say, because it says desperate for a quick payday.
Super Razor Crest coated.
It is, honestly, I don't know if you've ever played Destiny, but it reminds me of the one in the front reminds me of some of the ships from Destiny.
You know, I've never played Destiny.
Okay, well, this is Yuko's treasure, I think. And it reminds me a ton of Ba Sing Se.
Oh my gosh, that looks like Ba Sing Se.
I know, right?
There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Dude, what?
Looks just like it's from Avatar, man.
That's sick. I love it.
It looks really cool. I said that in a reaction. This ship looks awesome. I think this looks so cool. The like Gatling missile launcher.
That's wild.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, I want to say that's the treasure one. Oh, that Star Destroyer looking crispy, bro. Dude, when she switches the saber over to her leg, come on, dude.
Insane.
Right through the dome?
Insane.
Okay, this is the AT-AT one.
Now we're also getting AT-ATs in the Ronin episode.
What?
Yeah, in the in that 2-minute thing that they posted that we were talking about earlier, not the trailer, but just the Ronin specific thing. It said be on the lookout for AT-ATs in snowshoes.
Sick, dude. Okay, that's awesome. That looks so good, bro. Oh yeah. Yeah, look, she's got the Leku pinned up.
That's so sick.
Oh god, this episode. I love also that they've got the Kurosawa filter on it, like
right? It's super like the grainy.
Yeah, it looks awesome. This one looks so sick, bro. Oh my gosh, look at that, dude.
I can't wait. That's crazy.
I think that's the one with the Padawan. I don't know. I'm forgetting the title of each one. I'm not going to go through and just keep labeling it again. I want to say that's probably the Bird of Paradise, maybe. Dude, the Ewoks, bro. The trooper in the background just like... It's so funny.
Ronin spitting facts.
I don't know if that's entirely the way the way the Force works.
It's insane. It's insane.
Okay, this is the sequel to Village Bride, which looks incredible. This is the sequel to Ninth Jedi.
This one when they're in the grid.
Yeah, the grid. Boom, 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 boom. Sam Flynn is going to show up. Flynn! Am I still to create the perfect system?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. have you even seen that clip go around?
No.
It's from Tron Legacy. Dude, this fight looks so good. This guy looks sick, bro. Look at his like Obi.
Like a pain in the butt, dude.
Dude, like, hey, all you hotshot dark side users need to get humbled real quick, bro. Launching off of your rocket propelled droid is goated. This is I still think it's so cool, bro. It's so like I love it, man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the consensus is that we cannot make up our minds. We're just stoked for all of these episodes. I mean, if I had to choose like 3 and only one of them could be a sequel, obviously the dual payback is like immediately top of the list because I'm a Ronin simp. I think that the Bird of Paradise, the one with the girl with the green lightsaber, looks really cool. And honestly, that the Bounty Hunters one where she's flipping over and she's like doing some Matrix style, like shooting, like doing a cartwheel. Looks really cool. And then honorable mention, Black looks awesome.
Yeah, honestly, like I love going into Visions because like outside of something like, oh, the Ronin's back, you really can go in with only the expectations of like, oh, I'm gonna love what I'm viewing. So story-wise, I'm stoked. I have no true expectations for it except for like it's going to be a feast for the eyes. Yeah,
it's going to be sick. It also for me, I've talked about this before, but like for someone who I'm like constantly thinking about lore and canon and legends and kind of like compartmentalizing this, Visions is a nice kind of treat for me because I kind of like don't have to necessarily worry too much about continuity of like I can just kind of enjoy the story as it is as two guys who talk about timelines and periods and comic books and books and TV shows and where they all fit together and stuff. Visions is a very good escape of being like, here's just something that you can enjoy completely on its own. So I'm excited to just be able to kind of like feast my eyes and absorb the story as it is. That's always why I've loved Visions.
Dude, I cannot wait. I'm stoked. I actually like this morning, I didn't even realize it. And then I was like, oh, Visions is tonight. I thought it was going to be Friday. And I was like, Wednesday, let's go. It's Wednesday, my dudes. This Visions take place in 9ABY. Oh, no.
If you know, you know.
What's up, Mumbo Jimbo? No, Grayson and I will not be at Rhode Island Comic Con. That's next weekend.
Yeah, we actually talked about going to that one. Yeah, but ain't the way to meet. Amon is going. He's in Georgia right now. He's like 2 hours away from 2025. Yes, you are. I'm just kidding. You're not a fake fan, but you should go watch it. You should go treat yourself and watch it. That's what I'll always say. We're excited about Visions Volume 3, but in the past 2 weeks, since we have not gotten to do an episode, a lot of news has dropped regarding, well, Ben Solo, the Knights of Ren, and The Stranger. So why don't we get into it?
Lost Ben Solo, you did.
Let the past die. Kill it, if you have to. Come on.
Fear not, kid. I gave you a choice. Live or die. No one's ever really gone. My son is alive.
When are we gonna get it, dude?
Bro, cooked. All right, man. What in the world? That's what you've been doing all day?
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Dude, holy moly.
I started that like an hour ago. Or like 2
I was about to say,
ago.
half of this podcast is Will making random stuff that he doesn't show me until we actually do the podcast, and then I'm like, damn, he cooked.
I didn't think about it. So literally, I don't think about these bumpers until I'm like, oh man, I should do a bumper for this.
Bumper. Well, we didn't okay, when this news first dropped, I don't think we understood how much it was gonna pop off.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and set the record straight. We can pull up some articles if we need to, but at this point, if you don't know already, let me quickly go through it. Basically, Steven Soderbergh, known famously for the Ocean's 11 franchise, or the Ocean's movies, or Ocean 11 specifically, along with Adam Driver, who plays Kylo Ren, aka Ben Solo, in 2021, pitched and got someone to write an entire script for a movie post Rise of Skywalker called The Hunt for Ben Solo. Adam Driver talked about this in an article with, is it like AP?
Press.
Yeah, but it's APR, right?
Yeah, it's AssociatedPressNews.com.
Okay. So he talked about it, and he was like, yeah, we pitched the whole thing. I didn't want to be done with Star Wars. I had this whole idea. Kathleen Kennedy approved of it. Dave Filoni approved of it.
Carrie Beck
approved of it. They were ready to make this movie happen. They were, I wouldn't say they were in active pre-production, but they were going to go into pre-production. And of course, unfortunately, Bob Iger denied the movie. Bob Iger and a few of the Disney heads didn't really see how Ben Solo could be alive.
Yeah.
No, I know who Associated Press is. I just didn't remember who wrote the article. All right.
Yeah, we were trying to remember who wrote the article, not what Associated Press is.
Nah,
sorry,
I
Alexander.
know who they are.
Alexander.
Jeez, man. I just wanted to make sure I credited them right before I said the wrong thing. Well, so I'm going to say this is how I found out about the news about it. So I saw a reel from Sky Talkers podcast. If you don't know, they're also a pretty significant Star Wars podcast. Go check them out. They're great people.
Yep.
And they posted a reel saying, like, how am I supposed to act normal knowing that this movie was happening? And I saw this and I went, why am I not seeing any articles about this right now? And then within the hour, it was everywhere. I sent it to you and you replied maybe not too long after, and you were like, I was waiting for you to see this.
I was already trying to do my post for it.
Yeah. And so if people don't know, I'm a huge Kylo Ren Ben Solo fan. I have been since the Rise of Skywalker. I've been since, well, really The Last Jedi, but specifically Rise of Skywalker came out and the pandemic. I got really into being like, oh my gosh, I love this character. One of my favorite aspects of not just the sequel trilogy, but the franchise as a whole. And it's funny, one of the earliest things I think you and I talked about, Will, was how much we would love to see this as a thing. Like, I talked about it a lot with Cole previously before we did Determined Focus, that like him and I, even before I did content, we were always like, man, it would be so easy for them to bring Ben Solo back. It would be such a cool idea. There were so many fan arts of it. My favorite piece was from Missouri Art, who has this amazing piece of Ben in the jacket with the dice necklace, with the blaster, with his lightsaber. To hear that Adam Driver was one of the people to push this. This was not somebody coming with a pitch to be like, hey, let's get Adam back. It was Adam, along with Steven Soderbergh, coming forth and being like, we want to do this. And everybody approving it, and then it almost happening and then getting shut down is bewildering and devastating. Like, because I think a lot of us kind of got the impression from Adam that he was kind of done with Star Wars. He was like, I've had my fill with it.
There was an interview he did at one point where he was like, his stories. He said something along the lines of his story's over, or like, we told that story already. Something along those lines. It was oh my gosh, I forget what the guy's name is. He used to do a lot of sports stuff, but now he just does his own thing. I can see what the interview is. The guy's got a stupid large desk for like just to be able to talk to somebody. He'll have one guy in a chair, huge desk, takes up like half of the set, and it's just
Howard
him.
Stern?
Oh no, it's not Howard Stern.
I was about to say, I was like, Howard Stern has a huge desk.
Howard Stern looks like he's in Kylo Ren cosplay at all times.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, what? Does he? I don't know.
Yeah, Howard Stern looks like he.
Or you have Howard Stern glasses on right now.
Honestly, kind of. Howard Stern is in Ben Solo as a hairband guitarist.
Yeah. Ben Solo with a perm. Yeah.
Here's the article. So I pulled up
Okay.
the apnews.com article. AP News, for everybody who doesn't remember, because we definitely remember, is Associated Press. So sorry to show our age.
It's for you, Alexander. Okay.
It's for you, Alexander. I appreciate you, dude, though. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Okay. It says, oh, wait, should I start here? Yeah. Oh, God. I was always interested in doing another Star Wars, says Driver, who starred as Kylo Ren in the trilogy. I had been talking about doing another one since 2021. Kathleen Kennedy had reached out. I had always said, with a great director and a great story, I'd be there in a second. I loved that character and loved playing him. Driver said he took a concept to Soderbergh for a film that would take place after Rise of Skywalker. The movie culminated in Ren's redemption and apparent death. Driver had undertaken the trilogy with an arc in mind for Ren that inverted the story of Darth Vader. As the trilogy evolved, it didn't play out that way. Driver felt that was unfinished business for Kylo Ren. Blah, 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 blah. Soderbergh and Rebecca Blunt outlined a story that the group then pitched to Kennedy, Lucasfilm Vice President Carrie Beck, and LFL Chief Creative Officer Dave Filoni. They were interested, so the filmmakers then pulled in Scott Z. Burns to write a script. I'm not up to snuff on Scott Burns, but I can click on his just to figure out what he's done as well.
Okay.
To write a script. Driver calls the result. Hey, okay. I'm gonna hold off, but there might be a crash out coming. I said it on Twitter.
Okay.
But okay, I'm fuming a little bit, guys. Driver calls the result of the script one of the coolest expletive scripts I had ever been a part of. Okay. We presented the script to Lucasfilm. They loved the idea. They totally understood our angle and why we were doing it, Driver says. We took it to Bob Iger and Alan Bergman, and they said no. They didn't see how Ben Solo was alive, and that was that. It was called The Hunt for Ben Solo, and it was really cool. But it is no more, so I can finally talk about it. Then Soderbergh says in another statement, I really enjoyed making the movie in my head. I'm just sorry the fans won't get to see it. And that was the first inkling of this that we got.
And then there's been a little bit more that's kind of come out since then, right? About like actually how far in production it really was.
Yeah. So they were like, I'm almost positive there was a budget allocated.
Yeah.
If I'm not here. We can look at the Variety article as well. This is about, so you guys have probably seen the oh my God. Is this true?
That's crazy. I'm going to look up his stuff real
true?
quick.
No wonder Kathy got him involved, because Kathy's good friends with Tony Gilroy.
Yeah, of course.
And okay, here it comes. Can we just say, for how long have people been like, oh, Kathleen Kennedy needs to go? It's all Kathleen Kennedy's fault. She said yes. Kathleen Kennedy said yes. She has also greenlit every other awesome Disney Star Wars project we've gotten since the purchase. So
here's what I've always said. But just to keep it brief, I've always been a Kathleen Kennedy defender. Here's the thing. When you're running a business, when you're running a franchise such as Star Wars, and you're in the position that Kathleen Kennedy is in, she is the top of Lucasfilm. However, Disney owns Lucasfilm. They own Star Wars. So at the end of the day, they kind of get final say. As we know, this is not me dissing Disney or anything. I'll keep my opinions to myself on that. However, Disney has kind of had a long series of fumbles financially at the box office with Disney Plus in the past, I would say 2 to 3 years. Honestly, even post-COVID, this goes along with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This goes with their main properties.
COVID was kind of when it really kicked off.
Yeah. Kathleen Kennedy cares about Star Wars. She does. And people have always put her at the top, that like she makes the final decisions. She does not make the final decisions. Yeah. There are specific things that I think of.
She makes the final decisions as far as Lucasfilm goes.
Lucasfilm.
For when it gets to
basically
Lucasfilm.
It has to go through her, and then she has to take it to Disney, and Disney has to give that green light, you know?
She is the Kevin Feige to Star Wars, Kevin Feige to MCU, Kathy to Star Wars. Kevin Feige still has to answer to the Disney execs and those the shareholders and the people at the top.
If the board of executives at Disney says, "Hey, we want more Disney Plus Star Wars content," then Kathleen Kennedy is responsible for that happening, right? That is something that she is, and the chain also goes vice versa of like, if someone comes with a pitch to Star Wars, then it eventually has to go to Kathy and be approved before she can take it to the board. And if the board's like, this doesn't fit in our alignment with the movie schedule we want released, or the Disney Plus, or this is too much animation or not enough whatever. This doesn't align with the parks and stuff like that. That's how the business works.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider also like Kathy, Carrie Beck, and Dave are all working as like a trifecta at the top of Lucasfilm. And I'm like, they're fans, man. Clearly they're fans, because so many people in the fandom want this, or at least are now saying that they want this. I've seen a little bit of deliberation on whether if this actually happened, how many people would have complained about it, which I do think would have been a substantial amount.
I will say, I think, so Star Wars Explained did their breakdown of this like directly after day of, and that was one of the main points that I was like, absolutely, it totally makes sense. We can all say that we really want this. I really want this. Grayson,
I've always wanted it.
We have always really wanted this. I have said since Force Awakens, all throughout the sequel trilogy, that the number one character that most of my fascination is with while watching those films is Kylo Ren, is Ben Solo. Now, is that because I'm a Luke Skywalker family simp? Sure. Yeah, probably. However, I do think his story is to the point where there's just a funny interview clip from Rise of Skywalker where they're asking the rest of the cast who they would want to have the story of if they were cast as somebody else, whose story would they want? And they all go, Kylo Ren's got a pretty great story. Kylo Ren, like, I'd want to be Kylo Ren. His story's pretty banging. And then it gets to Adam Driver and he's like, I'd want to be Jabba the Hutt.
Which it buys into that whole thing of like, I really thought he was done with Star Wars, but the fact that he is actively out here with the script being like, this was one of the coolest scripts I've ever read, which, by the way, Adam Driver, a phenomenal actor, widely regarded as one of the best modern actors of our generation. Go look at the stuff that he's done. Even if there's something that kind of flops a little bit, he's always regarded. Go back to the club. It insists upon itself.
Yes.
And I'm like, he does, like, it's not like every movie. He's he really is a lot like a Harrison Ford, which is kind of ironic. Of like he is a tour de force, and then like, but you know, like Harrison Ford's filmography, like he does stuff like The Fugitive and Witness, and but then he's also, you know, he's got stuff like Captain America: Brave New World, you know. So it's like this is the way of being an actor. But the fact that Adam Driver is out here being like, this is one of the coolest things I've ever read, as someone who we all kind of unanimously thought he was done with Star Wars and was kind of just getting his paycheck and getting out of there, is an incredibly good sign that movie was going to be gas.
Yeah, I think one thing that really bugs me is like, it's always a bummer when somebody who works within Star Wars has an idea that they are like super, like they are super gung-ho about and they are super passionate about, especially when they are tied to a character that so many fans love, right? Like if Adam Driver had pitched the Max Rebo story to Kathleen Kennedy and it got shot down. Obviously, I don't think people would have had the outrage that they've had online, and people sending out planes to fly and posting signs and then a billboard in Times Square. Like, I don't think it would have been the uproar that it's been, right? And obviously Max Rebo is a joke, but there are other characters that are like not as
there's a limited, there is a small pool of characters where this would have happened with.
Exactly. But this is on the list of people have been comparing it to when Ryan Reynolds leaked the Deadpool trailer, where like everybody wanted something Deadpool related. Everybody wanted Deadpool. We want Deadpool. We want Deadpool. And then we got a leaked Deadpool trailer. Goes, oh my gosh, is this happening? And then Deadpool comes out. This is the same thing where like we had Kylo Ren, we got Ben Solo for the end of Rise of Skywalker. We want more Ben Solo. We need more Ben Solo. And then now we get this, and it's like, oh, we could have had more Ben Solo. We were supposed to have more Ben Solo, it's such a bummer because truly, I think he truly is one of the most captivating characters that we've gotten since the prequels. Dude, full stop.
When I think about the characters that are strictly in the movies, he's my number one. Like I'm not kidding. He's like, it's like him and Luke Skywalker, man. like, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, Obi-Wan or whatever, and it rotates, but I'm like, there is something about him that I'm like, even whether you love the sequels or you hate the sequels, everybody is kind of agrees that they're like, man, yeah, I really didn't like this, but would have been cool if we got more Ben Solo, got more Kylo Ren, you know? Because that was a big critique. It was with him dying in Rise of Skywalker, was they were like, oh, it would have been interesting to see how it would have been if he had lived past it. And I think the story there is super I mean, we've talked about it before of it being kind of like that Injustice effect, where it's like, we're like Superman having to like deal with his mistakes beyond the main story of that, of like, it would have been really cool to see someone like Ben Solo like have to go through this spiritual journey, whether it's to the world between worlds or something like that, or Mortis or Peridia, and coming back and then having to kind of atone for his sins of like, Rey might welcome him back in open arms, but would Finn? Would Poe? Yeah. Would the new governing body of the galaxy, would they even, like, he'd have to either have to be in prison or he'd have to go off and hide somewhere, you know?
Yeah. I've always said that if they really wanted to make it work, and this is kind of how I feel about when people are like, oh, the what ifs from Star Wars, the big what if is always, what if Vader was redeemed and Vader didn't die at the end? I've always kind of consider it the exact same thing of like, they're the main word for the hunt for Ben Solo. If they had a pitch deck, if they had a whiteboard, if it was just a post-it note on a blank wall, I can guarantee the main word for that story would have been atonement. Full stop. And when we've talked about it before, but like when I compare the atonement for Ben Solo or for Vader, or what if they came back to the light and then they lived, how would they deal with the galaxy at that point? How would the galaxy deal with them? I always bring up the way that I think it's done the best outside of Star Wars is there are a few comics and short stories that take place directly after season 3 of Last Airbender, where Fire Lord Ozai is in prison and Zuko is now Fire Lord, and he has to keep going back to Ozai to be like, oh, I hate you. I was able to defeat you. We were able to defeat you because I was able to be better than you. And although Fire Lord Ozai is still evil in that way, he's obviously a tyrant. He's obviously just like Darth Vader, terrorized the galaxy, terrorized the world of Last Airbender in that same way. But he's in prison, and Zuko understands that he has to go to him he doesn't know how to be Fire Lord, but his father does. So they have to bridge that gap there. And kind of like a Ben Solo, where if he's on the run or not necessarily on the run, but he's kind of like a reverse assassin or a reverse bounty hunter, where he's doing good deeds within the galaxy, but he's doing it within hiding because he knows that he doesn't want to show his face. Or
it's kind of like an Order 66 survivor, but not that he's being persecuted, but more so like I can't let the galaxy. You know what it really reminds me of? I don't know if you ever did the tower ladders in the first Injustice, but there was the ending for the Flash where he was basically like he was on the regime side and nobody can know it was him, and he basically was running so fast that he's like they called him the Red Ghost because he would just go around and he would just take care of the stuff, but because he couldn't be the Flash anymore, right? Yeah. And it's one of those things where I'm like, you could see Ben Solo, whether he's going off into the underworld, right? And, you know, he's doing these things, going and hunting down first order cells that are still out there because he knows where they're at, you know, and trying to give these people a second chance or whatever, like, you know, through the guidance of like Luke or Anakin would be insane.
Him going, and I apologize for the pun, him on a rogue, like solo mission to take down first order cells that are still, because we have also been told that during the time of, well, it's kind of been alluded to, we have not been told, but it's been alluded to that the time of stuff like Starfighter and the time after Rise of Skywalker for the Rey movies, it's really going to just be like there is no Republic. They're not rebuilding anything. It's just going to be.
That's the biggest thing that I talked about this with Sonny as well, as I'm like, you'd have to start really thinking about like, okay, what's the governing body going to be like? You know,
exactly.
Like, are they going to handle? They can't handle it like the New Republic can, because the New Republic, they demilitarized, they made a ton of mistakes, they ignored the warning signs, and I'm like, you can't. First of all, you can't call it the New Republic, and then it's like also with the Jedi Order and everything, like really course correcting the mistakes of the Republic and also the Empire and also the New Republic, which I'm also like, I've made the pitch that I'm like, it should be called the Galactic Alliance. Instead of as like, I mean, is that what he's, I thought he was Space Command.
Dude, that's what he says. He's like, the Galactic Alliance. That's what it's called. That's
dude,
like
honestly, this is sorry, Albo brought up a good point. Would be like Zuko as the Blue Spirit.
That's what I was getting to, dude. I truthfully just restarted watching Atla. I am such an Airbender fan. You guys have no idea.
It's great.
I'm actually like debating getting a Airbender tattoo at this point. I love
like an actual Airbender specific tattoo, or just like an Atla tattoo.
An Atla tattoo.
Okay.
Something Airbender related. I love Airbender, and if you like Airbender a lot and you like the first season, there's somebody who we have brought up in conversation a couple times who directed a lot of the first season episodes, which is why he got the job on Clone Wars. Dave Filoni, dude, he literally directed the first 2 episodes of Atla. So I'll throw that off for a second before I go on a Airbender crash out. But the Ben Solo on a rogue like him throughout the galaxy, taking down first order cells, but not only that, having the memory and the database in his head of his father and his uncle Chewbacca as smugglers, having to go out to deal with crime syndicates and deal with the underworld. Bro, he's gonna be like a liaison.
Yeah,
he's gonna be like a kid.
He's gonna be in a perfect amalgamation of. Honestly, I think this is what he should be. Not because he feels he has to be, but because what he wants to be is he's going to be part Jedi, he's going to be part pilot smuggler, and he's going to be part diplomat. That's what he's going to be. He's going to be a consular ambassador because, like, his mom was a general and a senator. His dad was someone who knew the underworld, and as a kid, he rode along with them. And he also has all of his training as a Jedi, and he's going to have the knowledge of, I can take down the fledglings of the the First Order, because he's gonna know that stuff. Also, I don't want to get too far because Alexander gave us a super chat. Thank you for the super chat. He said, "I think this shows that Iger and Bergman don't have a lot of faith in the Lucasfilm and have taken their movie." I don't want to say I fully disagree. For me, the interpretation that I got is that I think they just don't have a lot of faith in anything right now. Like, I think that and honestly, I think the main thing is, and I get it completely. I think even people who love the sequels would be hard pressed to deny that, like, doing something sequel oriented or sequel adjacent is risky, which is why I don't think we've heard a whole lot about the Rey movie since then, you know?
Right.
And I know
think
Starfighter is
the word
post
for that is
sequels.
reactive. Reactive.
Yeah.
Is probably
Yeah.
what I would say.
Yeah. And like, they know that, like, I mean, they know that it is not a safe banking to do something on the sequels, which is probably why we're getting more OT prequel stuff, you know? But I think we're at a point now where people, you know, it's been 10 years since The Force Awakens. Kids are growing up. People are like, hey, I love this character. You know, like, it's in the same way people hated Anakin Skywalker when the prequels came out. Now people love Anakin might be the most overglazed character in all of Star Wars.
One of the most overglazed characters in all of any media.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, Anakin's cool, but he ain't that cool, man. I'm just saying.
He ain't no Ben Solo.
I was about to say, I'm like, I think Ben Solo is way more interesting.
Here. Let's say it. Here's your clip. Ben Solo is more interesting than Anakin Skywalker.
I agree. If my ranking of like, if we're talking about the three main Skywalkers, it's Luke.
Yep.
And then it's Ben, and then it's Anakin. I love you, Anakin, but to me, I find Ben Solo, Kylo Ren to be so much more interesting.
I totally agree.
Star Wars Insight makes a great point. The Kylo Ren comics from Charles Soule. Oh my God. Dude, if they managed to bring Charles Soule in for this Ben Solo movie just as an advisor, bro, I would have been like,
I sent you that meme where it was like Charles Soule just got 400 text messages and it was just quote tweeting the article that came out.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, I mean, he's pretty much like, that's what, yeah, anyway, it's
okay. Let's go back and forth just quickly what we would want out of a Ben Solo movie. Okay. We want the Ben Solo movie. We need the Ben Solo movie. Why have we not already seen this movie? He needs to be a kind of like a rogue, not necessarily assassin figure, but kind of smuggler, kind of bounty hunter, living more on the outskirts, the outer rim, doing good deeds throughout the galaxy without showing his face. Number one.
Yep, I agree. Well, but before we get to that point, we've got to get him out of where he left off from in Rise of Skywalker, which the leading presumption would be you don't see his Force Ghost at the end of Rise of Skywalker. All right.
Yep.
Even the novelization, like, she can feel, like, I think she mentions like something about Ben. She thinks about Ben, but she doesn't like see him or feel his presence.
Right.
They are a dyad. All right. One or two that are one. Right.
An incredibly powerful vergence in the Force.
Yep. The last time that we've seen someone that significant in the Force die and come back was Ahsoka in the World Between Worlds. Now, I know Ezra technically saved her, but no one is to say that either because of the dyad, he gets transported to the World Between Worlds, or it was something that Rey didn't see, and it was an Anakin or a Luke that pulled him out. Right.
And if you're going to call it the hunt for Ben Solo, it kind of makes sense that there would be one person who also shares the Skywalker name, Rey, going to look for Ben, and maybe it's even her who pulls Ben out of the World Between Worlds.
That'd be crazy.
Imagine if Ahsoka is in the World Between Worlds. We see what happens in Ahsoka season 1 or season 2, and after Ahsoka season 2, she gets put into that position.
Ahsoka.
She becomes one of the Mortis gods. She is now in the World Between Worlds. And when Dave Filoni is like, oh, we can't actually confirm that she's dead. That's why. And she talks to Rey about pulling Ben out in the same way Ezra did in the World Between Worlds. Call it key jingling. I love the sound that key jingles.
Yep. The way you said that is so funny. Albo, would Rey have been in the... Honestly, this is another hot take. I when it comes to this Rey movie that Charmin is doing and this Ben Solo, honestly, it makes the most sense in my head.
Other Simon Kinberg Rey movies too.
Or sequel movies, whatever we're going to call it. In my mind, I'm like, they need to just be one. And my hope, and Limitless Nerd brought it up because I know marketing is in a brand new era, and we'll get back to the things that we want in the thing. If this is some sort of like sleeper ploy agent, that this is like actually something that they're trying to gauge entrance in, I'm fine. Yes, Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, I'm like, if you make this Rey and Ben Solo movie like one thing, I'm fine with it. I'm
Bro, my
completely
interest is
okay
so
with it.
gauged right now.
yeah, dude, the gauge, it's interested.
I am 100% gauged in terms of interest right now. Okay,
I am engaged.
interest engaged.
I'm engaged to Ben Solo.
Yeah.
But okay. So we'd have to have him some sort of journey with the War Between Worlds or something more to see. That is a given. But let's say maybe he gets out in the first 20 minutes and then it's Rey going to trace these inklings of going to like catching wind of him in the galaxy, right? Like there's this guy. He's like this kind of, they wouldn't use this term literally, but this like good Samaritan, like he's out here. He's like, nobody really knows what he looks like. He's either wearing a mask or a hood at all times. Like, he doesn't have he's just helping people. Right. But as quick as he helps, he's gone in a flash, like he's like, nobody can like, people don't know his name. He pays with like untraced credits and he's gone. He hops from ship to ship or whatever. Maybe he even gets his own ship eventually. Until eventually
just like his grandfather, we get to see him do more like tech stuff, where he's like more of a builder, and he's learning. Like he has flashbacks to like working on parts with Luke.
Okay,
like,
can I say my another hot take? You know who should have had the N1? Ben Solo.
Oh.
You take that away from Mando and you give it to Ben Solo post his death. Like, if that just never happened and that was his ship, that would have been perfect. That would have been perfect.
Whoa.
Because Ben Solo ain't a bounty hunter. He ain't getting bounties.
And needing to move that fast throughout the galaxy to be unseen and to move just as fast as the silencer does. Like,
yeah, dude.
Oh.
Just like a really lightning fast get in, get out.
Okay, here's my pie in the sky if this ever happens. Obviously, it would be really cool if Ben Solo has a lightsaber at some point. And what I absolutely don't want is for him to go to Tatooine and dig up the sabers that Rey buried. Don't want that at all. I don't want that. What I would like is for him to go into Ben's hut and use the archives and the scripts and the stories that Luke would have used to build his V2 lightsaber and sit where Luke sat and build his own lightsaber, but based on the diagrams that Obi-Wan would have had there. Would it make sense that those not diagrams, what's the word I'm looking for? Those plans, those blueprints would still be there? Probably not. I would say Luke might have taken them with him, but I really think it would be sick if Ben got to build his own lightsaber in the same way.
So hear me out. That stuff probably wouldn't be at the one on Tatooine, but you know where it would be? It would be on Ossus at the destroyed temple, because not everybody knows where the Jedi temple is at. Because all of them are either gone or dead. Ben Solo would know where Ossus is at.
Yeah.
You know what's at the Temple of Ossus? Ben Kenobi's lightsaber. It theoretically would be if we're led to believe that Luke, that Vader had it at Vader's castle.
Right.
Oh, we talked about this months ago, actually. That it would have made sense. So no, not it. He knows where Vader's castle's at, and he goes and finds Ben Kenobi's lightsaber because Luke never found out about Vader's castle, and he gets Ben Kenobi's lightsaber from Vader's castle.
I would prefer. Okay, Ben getting Obi-Wan's saber, like from A New Hope, that falls. And Vader keeps it and brings it to his castle, would be sick. I'm a little hesitant to send Ben to Vader's castle without good reason.
What if that's where he got, instead of Rey pulling him out, what if that's where he ends up?
Bro, he wakes up on Mustafar.
in the castle, and it's like abandoned and dead, and the planet starting to heal itself because the galaxy's like is of course because of the events of Vader Immortal, but also what we see, and it's him, and he's like, why am I here, sort of thing, and then it's like that, like after the journey that he goes on, and then he's like he finds Ben Kenobi's, like he's like calling to him, like he hears old Ben's voice talking to him, and he's
Whoa. Him
like maybe
waking up in Vader's castle and having to like because he's been to Vader's castle, correct?
Yep, in Legacy of Vader, that's the first time he goes to it.
Yes. Him going to Vader's castle on Mustafar and having to like make his way down corridors and like get his way out. It's all downturned, it's abandoned, it's broken down, but he's hearing like through the Force, because he is part of the Force dyad, and he has been brought back through the Force. He's got that weird connection where he kind of hears things, where it's kind of like weird whispers of Vader and weird whispers of Palpatine and all of that stuff, and he's trying his best to like keep it out of his mind. That would be so sick. And then the thing that he finds is Obi-Wan's saber from A New Hope. And that's the saber he uses.
Because he didn't get buried. There is only, okay. Eventually, I would like for him to make his own, but you know, I think realistically, he would probably, before he would make his own, he probably would get one that was owned before. And the only two that I can think of is either Ben Kenobi's or Luke Skywalker's green that's left in Octo.
Dude, imagine they made a trilogy and the second movie was called like Ben Solo, like Our Only Hope or something like that, and it's just like when Leia says it in the hologram, and he's like, Ben Kenobi, you're my only hope, but it's now Ben because he's Ben, and it's him being the only hope. I would, because I love, truly, one thing that I think is absolutely needed. Yeah, I mean, duh, it would go super hard.
That'd be sick.
I think what would be sick is if he took apart Kenobi's saber, is if he disassembled Obi-Wan's saber and used it to build his own green saber.
I mean, that's what we've always said about also the Qui-Gon thing with Luke. Now, here's something wild. No matter what saber he has, what I think would be really cool is if he catches, when he's out in the galaxy and he's like doing things, he hears of someone with a red crossguard lightsaber, and he's like, what? He's like, who? Like, someone's out there, and some like dark side Force user has found his lightsaber and is and pretending to be him, and he has to go and confront them, and it's someone who has they found his lightsaber on the moon,
It's like
and he has to like
Vance situation.
Kinda, yeah, but it's like it's just like some imposter, and it's him kind of like a literal confrontation of the past sort of thing. I know that's something that maybe like more in a comic, but it would be really cool to like see him have to fight someone with it, like the actual saber that he used to have, and like but like confront it in a different way of like, I'm not gonna fight you. Like I can, like I know what you're trying to do. I've held that exact same lightsaber before. This is not the way you want to go about this, sort of thing. Yeah. It also would be really cool if like he was one of the only people to like have a white lightsaber.
Dude,
I was gonna say if he purified it.
Or like I would love if he had like an orange saber.
Dude, I was talking to somebody else, and orange would be sick.
Yeah, orange would be gas if he was like, because
really
Rey
cool.
is the one of the first to have like a yellow lightsaber.
Yellow.
For like the general population.
Them and having a yellow and orange next to each other would be kind of crazy, bro.
Dude, him having an orange saber where it's like, it's obviously not a bled crystal, but it's as close as you can get to that red without it being bled. Like
the
I love
Baliness.
that. Dude, I would love that.
I'm also
if it's like that New Hope, like orange, because of Ben, and then Ben getting that color. Oh gosh.
I'm not against him having the defensive version of a crossguard. I know you're not as big of a fan of it, but like a Stellan Geos, where it's the like the prongs that come out, and it actually is like, but it's not to attack, it's like actually to like defend, but not the Cal Kestis Survivor one where it's like big. I'm talking like a proper just like a one hand, because he knows how to use it, but he's using it more in like a knight style stance of like actually using it as like a defensive way to like block attacks. Would be a kind of cool through line, but also I'm a simple guy, so
yeah, I think character wise, to show his growth, it would be cool if he left the crossguard behind, because he went from single saber to needing the crossguard because of bleeding his crystal and then it having to have the exhaust ports and then like and him tampering with it, but now moving away from it, not having the crossguard. I would personally like from like the lightsaber visual storytelling of it. Now obviously, is any of this going to happen? Probably not. But this is just our
I hope so.
What we would
man.
love.
Albo's asking
a good question.
Yeah. Here's my hot take. I don't want him to have a helmet.
I would
if he's gonna hide himself, I'd rather it be in like he just has like a cloak over his face sort of thing, or like just like a Jedi style hood, you know, because it's so Star Warsy. I know like practically like it's a little bit harder, but like if he's going to be moving fast in and out, like he probably only needs a hood realistically. And to be honest, I don't think the galaxy really knows his face that well. No. Like he didn't wear his helmet for the majority of being he wore a helmet for the majority of being Kylo Ren. Even in that recent
that he should be in Jedi robes either.
No. I think he should look more smugglery. I think he should, like I said, he should feel more kind of like a Jedi on the run in Order 66, like blending in. Like I'd love for him to have like a vest, and like that was always a big thing in Legends that I loved was the Jedi. Like a lot of them didn't wear robes; they just like wore like more casual outfits, you know. Whether it was like Kyle Katarn or Jaden Core or even Jaina and Jason, they wore like almost like Bespin style gear. Yeah. What emoji is Retney using right now? What is this?
It's this emoji.
Oh, smugglery. Okay, gotcha. For me, it's just a square. I'm like, I don't know what that is because this man keeps roasting me. I read, by the way.
Nerd.
See all that? I read.
Hey, thanks for reposting the stream.
Hey, thanks, man. Honestly, bro, let's just bring us on as advisors
thing.
Just bring us on as advisors for the Ben Solo movie, and hey,
we'll help
make the hunt for Ben Solo happen.
Yep.
Do you agree?
Please. Hashtag make the hunt for Ben Solo. Hashtag please put into production the Hunt for Ben Solo movie that was denied, but we all still need. The longest hashtag ever. Well, part 2 to this is we can bring up this article. Kind of more news based is let's flip it around.
You fumbled the background, man.
I didn't have a bumper to switch to this topic.
I'm sorry, man.
I mean, I could have done another one, but I feel like I'll just play this one again.
Lost Ben Solo, you did.
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. Come on.
See you around, kid.
I gave you a choice. Live or die.
No one's ever really gone. My son is alive.
If in case you missed that earlier, we'll be cooking up the Ben Solo stew.
the Ben Solo stew. Yeah, let's talk about this, why don't we? Hey. Remember
Hey, man.
when everybody was watching Acolyte and there were a couple of times where Kylo Ren's theme played and we were all like, huh? We were all like, huh? What? Why is that? Why is that? What? That doesn't make any sense. Why would that be there? It does make sense because they were going to be connected.
They were gonna be connected.
Now-
As told in the art of Star Wars: The Acolyte, Leslie Headland talked a little bit about it.
Yep. It's the Art of the Acolyte book, which is not yet released. Coming soon, though.
January.
January. This is what is said. It says, it was in the design of the character as well as knowing that we were going to introduce Darth Plagueis, who has to end up with Palpatine as his apprentice, following the rule of two, a precept that limited the Sith to just two at any given time, a master and an apprentice. One way to keep it going is if the stranger is the first Knight of Ren, part of a Sith-adjacent cult that we know eventually survives. So basically, what we can pull from that is to make it make sense that Khmer, the stranger, would not have been like Plagueis's master or anything like that. He would have been that like separate thing outside of the rule of two, where he was just kind of doing his own thing. And then eventually that own thing turns into the Knights of what the Knights of Ren become, as we see throughout Star Wars comics. And then obviously in the sequels, which is what Kylo then becomes as Kylo Ren.
Yep. It is, when I first heard this, by the way, can you hear me okay? Is my connection okay? I know it's kind of bad right now.
You're good.
Okay,
this is actually
cool.
the best you've been.
Okay, cool. Because I can't, my connection can never keep up with StreamYard. It can keep up with everything else, but not StreamYard for some reason. When I first heard this, I was like, that is interesting because I don't really associate the Knights of Ren as being Sith adjacent. I know that they are a cult of not even dark side users, but a cult of bandits that are follow someone who possesses the dark side, and they don't even call it the Force; they call it the Shadow. It's like the leader wields the Force and has a lightsaber, and then the rest of them do not. But I guess if you're setting it like 200 years before, the evolution could change a little bit. But it is interesting as well because I'm like, the way this seems is it does make it seem like the stranger is not Sith or not working with Plagueis. Is he Plagueis' apprentice? I don't. It's still not clear.
So yeah, what I get from it is, at least from what we saw of Plagueis showing up in the Acolyte, it seems like Plagueis, being the nosy guy that he is more interested in Khmer and his Force abilities and him using a red blade and all of that stuff, while not being a Sith, than he is where they're actually connected, is what I think. Where Plagueis is more, just like we saw, in the shadows.
Yeah.
Where he's watching over Khmer. He's interested in what his dealings are, why he is doing this throughout the galaxy. There is another red-bladed Force user that's out there killing people. Plagueis finds out about it. He doesn't want him bursting the bubble of there being Sith that have returned. He doesn't know if that's another sect of Sith, even though he's not really. I mean, Khmer even says it himself of like, you might call me Sith. Like, I don't think he has ever been Sith. I think he is that thing in between, where I think obviously this would have been more explored. And truly, unless we were to get an Acolyte season 2 or more stuff about this, which God, I hope we do, we were never going to hear about. We weren't going to hear about it unless we got this. And obviously this stuff was being set up, which is a huge bummer. Because just like we say about the sequels, where for the two of us and for a lot of other people, Kylo Ren, Ben Solo was one of the most, if not the most captivating parts of the sequels. The Stranger, Khmer, was the most captivating part of the Acolyte, in my opinion. I know a lot of other people share that sentiment, but that they are both so captivating, that they have both had their next growth of their story shut down in this way, and they both just happen to be connected lore-wise. I'm like, this is all a little too coincidental, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So maybe it is trying to, I don't think this necessarily, because this book was going to come out anyway, but maybe with the Ben Solo stuff and then this, maybe the Ben Solo stuff is them gauging interest, but like for this to come out at the exact same time, knowing that Acolyte season 2 was canceled, like, it's just a bummer, dude.
I do you think she wrote all of this before or after the show came out?
I think after, just because of the phrase, as well as knowing that we were going to introduce Darth Plagueis.
I mean, but it also sounds like maybe past tense of like when we were in the writer's room making the show, we knew we were going to introduce Darth Plagueis.
I mean, maybe. When do you think the book was being made, though?
I don't know. They put these
things. The show?
I mean, the show was. Well, the visual guide came out a couple months ago, and the art is always a little bit delayed, though.
Do you know who would probably know something like that about like when a book is being written for a show? Is Brandon.
Brandon, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't. I don't know if it changes one thing or another about it, but it is one of those things where I'm like, is it a thing where maybe the stranger did end up becoming Plagueis' apprentice for a little bit, and then eventually something happens where Plagueis is like he does something, and Plagueis eventually gets Palpatine, and so then he starts his own thing of like, you know, basically F the Sith. I'm starting my own thing. Like, does that mean he lives? Like, does he live into the prequels?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I would love that. The only thing that I can think of outside of that is, we had talked about it before, but my pie in the sky theory that Chimere lives long enough that Plagueis trains Palpatine, and Palpatine is sent after this mysterious red-bladed Force user who Plagueis has watched for a long time, and that he has to go kill him, kind of like what Maul does in the prequels, where Maul is kind of that assassin for Palpatine, where Palpatine is sent on this mission by Plagueis. He has to go out and kill whoever this weird red-bladed Force user is, and it's actually Chimere. It's an older Chimere, and Chimere and Palpatine, a young Palpatine and an old Chimere, go head-to-head, and we get that lightsaber duel, which would be insane, dude. The lightsaber battles of the Acolyte were already peak. Yeah. That, knowing that a young Palpatine, where we get like, dude, you think of Palpatine in the Clone Wars and how he's moving, or like Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith, how he was moving in deleted scenes, or like even just in the show with like him flying and spinning and screeching. Like, imagine a young, like even more rage-filled Palpatine, where he's not necessarily at his peak, but he's got that like young Anakin Skywalker rage in him, versus an old, like, hardened Chimere, dude. Give me that right now. Why are we not watching this right now?
Dude, like, that fight would be crazy. Especially, I love when a dark side user fights another dark side user. That's always one of my favorite things. And I like, dude, especially with them both kind of having the dual, like Palpatine having the two lightsabers and Chimere having the Shoto, like like that would be so sick, dude. And even think of like, what if Palpatine fails, and then like Chimere does finally like succeed in making the Knights of Ren, you know, and like it kind of having that effect all the way down the line. Like,
bro, I'm okay. Look, I love the Plagueis novel. This is not me saying anything needs to be retconned. However, something that can get turned around a little bit. What if, when Palpatine goes to get Maul, Chimere is also on that scent for Maul as like this Force-sensitive child, because he's trying to get him to be a part of his Knights of Ren cult. and they get there at the same
Whoa.
time, and it's not actual, and they don't even get to Maul, but they both get to each other first, and that's why. And then they go at it. Chimere somehow loses or dips out or dies, and then that's how he gets Maul.
That would be sick. I also heard a crazy theory as well recently, which could happen simultaneously, is that Tava Ren is a descendant of Chimere and Osha. Because she has a little bit of like darker skin. She's kind of like, she's like, we're not like, she has red hair, but it almost kind of looks like not natural. And so like, it'd be a thing of like, what if she had a kid and then like way later on down the line, she's someone who comes in and kind of like, it kind of comes back. But dude, that Maul versus Palpatine thing, Palpatine versus Chimere finding Maul would be crazy.
Like, because I am not as like my recall for the Plagueis novel since we read it last year, at the beginning of last year,
like 2 years, dude.
2 years ago now, where the woman has Maul and Palpatine
like, here you
finds and Palpatine just like is given a child without Plagueis knowing, where instead it's like Palpatine is doing more of the chess like puppet master thing, where he knows there is this force sensitive child out there and he's going to find him, but Chimere is also doing the same thing. And then it's the cover is opened and it's a Dathomirian Zabrak, a red and black. Like, oh, well, I guess at that point you wouldn't. Do the babies have their tattoos at that point?
So the thing in canon is I think he's just born that way.
Oh, I thought they were tattoos still.
I don't know. That's a Retney question. Retney?
Yeah, that's a Retney question.
Retney, you there, buddy? Do you know if in the difference between the canon and the legends about the Darth Maul and his tattoos?
Unless it's just Talon who has the tattoos because she's not necessarily a Zabrak. Maybe that's what
Talon's
it is.
Talon's a whole different thing. I just remember in Legends they were tattoos that he got when he became a Sith.
Yep.
But in canon, it seems like he's like there's like a piece of artwork in the Son of Dathomir comic, and he's like a 5-year-old and he has tattoos.
Because Savage has the same markings, and he's not a Sith.
Yeah, but he's like, is Maul the only red Dathomirian Zabrak? Why are the rest of them all like yellow and orange? Where the red guys?
And then there's the one Zabrak from Knights of the Old Republic that's like flesh tone.
Those are Iridonian Zabraks, because that's also like what Eth Koth is. Like Eth Koth and all of those guys. So there's Zabraks, but they're from like different planets. Because originally in
Zabraks, folks, that's why you came here to learn about the difference in Zabraks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so originally, there's that clip of Sam Witwer talking about the inconsistency from Clone Wars, and it's that in that book, because it was written in 2002. He said that he came from Iridonia, which is not true. Jacob says because he eats too much red food, probably like red 40 or something.
Yeah, he's just drinking a lot of Gatorade and eating a lot of hot Cheetos.
All Dathomirians do is eat hot chip.
Oh God.
Post TikToks and twerk.
Oh no.
And kill your mortal enemies' lovers.
And twerk.
Datho work.
Putting the Dathomir into work.
Someone's gonna figure out about this, I guess, with the tattoos thing. I don't know.
Yeah, somebody will tell us. There's close to 60 people watching right now. Somebody will tell us.
So please, Retney, why are you not here, bro? Why are you not here? You're the you don't know Quaking monkey lizards, but I'm sure you know this, pal.
Do Quaking monkey lizards have the tattoos of a Dathomirian Zabrak?
So I have like the article. Dude, there's like a
eat hot Cheeto, drink Monster, punch drywall.
I kind of want to read this whole thing from the Stranger thing that you sent, because there's all these mass designs, and she talks a lot about. I have it on my phone.
Oh, I can pull it up on stream. Is it
It's from the Stranger tab in the art thing. I have the whole thing on my phone.
Did I send you a link, or did I just send you a screenshot?
You just sent me the photos. Yeah.
Oh well.
I can read it though.
Yeah, but I want to give people a visual guide.
Okay. Yeah, these are pretty low res. I won't lie.
Yeah, let me look. You know who probably said something about it? Mr. Holocron himself. Let's see if he pulled it up at one point.
I can also try to find it real quick.
Dude, there's
Acolyte, by the way,
there's 60 people in here right now.
Dude, thank you all for being here on this fine Tuesday night, 3 days before Halloween. Also, art of Acolyte is written by my goat, Kristen Baver.
Found it.
Did you? Perfect.
Yep, I'm flipping Barbara Gordon, dude.
Dude, Oracle.
Oracle, pull that up.
Find me the data on Star Wars: The Art of the Acolyte. Why was Chimera going to be the... Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yep. Okay.
I can't read that!
Well, do you want me to send you the link so you can read it, or what, dude?
I'll just pull it up on Twitter, bro. I mean, I've got the exact same picture saved on my phone, so it's all right. So just you can just...
But is it super low res?
No, it's like low res, but I can read it.
Okay.
Although the entire series is the work of Leslie Headland's creative vision, there's something deeply personal about the Stranger. As Headland's favorite character in The Acolyte, portrayed on screen by Manny Jacinto, the showrunner imbued him with her own philosophy on freedom of expression and seeking belonging. In Night, he says something... This is a quote from her. He says something that I would say is a good summation of how I feel moving through the world, which is that all he wants is freedom, Headland said. When he says, the Jedi say I can't exist, there is something about my experience in the world that has felt that way to me. Sometimes walking through life with its highs and lows, you can feel like you're not allowed to be yourself, that you have to follow certain rules of society. To be free of that is something I find really enticing. I'm going to pause right there. Actually, that is really in line with the Knights of Ren, so that is extremely interesting, because that is a big thing that the Knights of Ren want, is they want freedom. They want to feel like they can exist and aka do bad things. For one of the most crucial designs of the series, the Stranger's Mask concept artist explored an array of frightful images before landing on a silhouette that elegantly lays the groundwork for the Stranger's lineage to continue on, connecting to Darth Vader and beyond. But in every iteration from the very first conversations, he always had that grin. It was very important from the beginning, said creature effects supervisor Neil Scanlon. There's something some psychological thing that happens to your brain when you see a smile like this one, Headland added. In pre-production, designers gave Jacinto's character the nickname Frank. Okay. A nod to the Toothy Rabbit in 2001's Donnie Darko, directed by Richard Kelly. Very cool. For weeks, that unsettling smirk haunted artists from the costume and creature effects department as designers from both sectors tried to land on the right mix of never-before-seen terror and recognizable Star Wars-shaped language. The Stranger's Mask is a good example of how a lot of the design elements come out of some combination of creators, said Headland. The final helmet is a collaboration of at least 4 departments: creatures, costumes, the stunt team, and visual effects working together. Early attempts played with inkblot iconography, cubist features, and skull-like protrusions. Ultimately, it was creature artist Nick Tyrell who illustrated the winning design, a rough-toned and flat-faced bucket with breathing apparatus bent into a sneer and 2 tiny slits for eyes. The slight frill at the back of the helmet, a design element that dates back to the franchise's samurai influence and notably first seen in Vader's design, hints at a link between the Stranger and the Star Wars sequel trilogy's masked antagonist Kylo Ren, an idea storytellers took from the design. It felt like it foreshadowed possible connection to the Knights of Ren with Kylo Ren. With the Kylo Ren shape we landed on, Headland said. We just started to go in that direction. It was the design of the character, as well as knowing that we were going to introduce Darth Plagueis, who has to end up with Palpatine as his apprentice, following the rule of 2, a pre blah, 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 blah. That's all the stuff that's on that we read just a second ago, but Sith-adjacent cult. Composer Michael Abels would further hint at the potential connection with the musical cue that incorporates Kylo's theme. And since we never name him, you don't know, does he have a first name and then a last name is Ren? Is he the original Ren? It's a good way to nod to it without having to give away too much information, Headland said. So she does know that they are called Ren. She knows ball. Ultimately unmasked in Night by Padawan Jackie Lon, played by Daphne Keane, the true nature of the Stranger and his motivations would be laid bare in the following episode, Teach/Corrupt, written by Headland and blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Leslie is full of fire and life and energy. Hanel Culpepper said, what excited me about her show is the idea of taking the Jedi who are so revered and showing them as people, as humans who can make mistakes. In the writer's room, Hedlund and her team devised a way to bring another rarely mentioned element into the story, the metal cortosis. Lucasfilm Chief Creative Officer Dave Filoni had advised Hedlund early on that besides Beskar used in The Mandalorian, Star Wars creator George Lucas had always been adamant that lightsaber efficacy needed to be preserved. George didn't want too many things in canon that could beat lightsabers or that made lightsabers weak, Hedlund said. That note was incorporated by giving the Stranger's Cortosis helmet and gauntlet and arm guard, crafted by costume designer Jennifer Balin, the ability to only briefly defend against an attack before breaking apart, shorting out a lightsaber and sending a shower of sparks added by ILM's VFX department to match the lightsaber color. Once again, the Madeira coast provided a new planetary backdrop with the natural pools forming the exterior of the Stranger's Cave on the unknown world, with a few rock formations added to the scenery to introduce a more alien landscape. I'm going to skim through here to see if there's any more inklings about the Knights of Ren stuff, because I don't want to bore everybody. And I mean, I find this stuff very interesting, but I don't want to go on. And obviously, you probably should go pick up the book because I don't want to spoil everything for you here. But basically, they made the island reminiscent of a Hawaiian island. It was also just 4 miles from the forest line that they used as Kofar, so it was kind of ready to go. They started principal photography on location. About the Skura, which are the little birds, that they made them in like a week. They're utterly abstract, and there's something simple about them. Over 7 days from in March of 2023, a small film crew crisscrossed sections of the coast to capture the unknown planet, which, by the way, is heavily alluded to be Baldemnik from the Plagueis novel.
Right.
I made a whole reel about that. But anyway, the Osha and Strangers, the crew captured Osha and the Strangers' connection on the causeway, which he asked her to be his Padawan, returning toward the end of the visit for an establishing shot on a crag of a rock face of a nearby cave, where the unmistakable visage of Darth Plagueis lurking in the shadows would be added during post-production. I had always wanted the end of the season to introduce Plagueis, Hedlund said, bringing the Sith lineage full circle by introducing Sheev Palpatine's future Sith master. Having him come in the middle felt like it was going to be too loaded, so we decided to establish the era, the main characters, and the storyline, and then put Plagueis in as a larger threat. In contrast to the extensive exploration of the Stranger, Plagueis' design was straightforward, heavily influenced by the character's established presence in publishing and other moons in live action and animation. ILM nearly perfected the design on the first try. Quote, from the first iteration, when we first showed it to Leslie, she cried, said Carla Ciudad. She literally said, this is exactly what I had in my head. You just made my dreams a reality. If there's anything that reminds me of how lucky I am to have the job, it's being able to make somebody cry out of happiness by making a character she loves. It's a reminder of what we do is very special. Let me read one more. Yeah. So that's pretty much the bulk of the article. But yeah. So, and there's some other like footnotes and stuff about the mask design, some crazy mask designs.
Yeah,
like some of them are like really cool, and then some of them are like, good Lord, these are the most terrifying things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, real happy that we got what we got.
There's only one that I'm like, that's really sick, and it's kind of like a creature skull, where it has like the teeth of like this. It's this one right here, the bottom right here.
Yeah, that one's sick. The one that I'm really not a fan of is the one with all like the eyes. Where they have like, it's like that one I'm like.
That one is like, I would love to see that repurposed for something else. But yeah, for like what we got, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, thanks.
There are some really cool ones in there though. Like I actually this one I think is really interesting. Not the bottom one here, but the top one. I think is like really like, it's like multiple faces.
The bottom one is absolute Catwoman.
Honestly, yeah. Absolute black mask. Yeah, but like some of these would be really cool for like some dark side cults or something in Star Wars. Like they all feel Star Warsy, but like, oh god, this one so little lore about Grayson. I have major tryptophobia, which is like the little holes. This one freaks me out. Hate that one, dude.
What is tryptophobia?
It's like a bunch of holes all next to each other. You know what I'm talking about? Like little tiny holes all next to one another. That is what it's the fear of that. like a honeycomb, or like a bunch of like pores on like someone's face, like really zoomed in, or like burn scars, or like it's just anything. There's a whole type of like horror that people use tryptophobia, and that's what this mask is it's like literally it's just a bunch of tiny holes, bro. You see that?
That's yeah. It looks like
And
coral.
it's like yeah, and it's, to me, I have it mild where it's like it depends on the texture, but that one, because it looks fleshy, hate that. Bro, we have 67 people in here.
Yeah, they're all on Twitter too.
Say it.
What? Oh, we did it. Oh, we did it.
Nobody join, nobody leave. So anyway, there was
drops to one.
So anyway, there's the whole like little thing about that, but I honestly, reading her perspective on what him saying about like, saying I basically like I just kind of want to like be left alone in solitude, and like the Ren himself in the Rise of Kylo Ren is very much kind of like using the Force how I want, go for the flow, like we just want to exist, we just want to vibe. Obviously they're bad dudes, like they're like bandits and marauders, but like it makes we're at 6-8 now. It's a good thing. That's a good thing. We went up. I actually do. I can see that connection a lot now. I think that's really cool. Yeah. Sorry, I kind of went on a whole tangent.
No, I mean, it's all, look, dude, I think if there's one thing we learned from this stream, it's that if it's two things, it's that Ben Solo needs a movie and that we need a second season of Acolyte. And I really cannot stand when people rage out online about stuff, especially like what happened with the Acolyte, because truly, like, even if so much of that was before the Acolyte came out, and to the point where people can talk down about a character to where, look, Lucasfilm greenlit it. They knew it was going to be a good idea. And then Disney at the top being reactive from, this is all speculation from our end, but this is what we can pull from that if I had to guess. Them being reactive of people being like, oh, they don't like the sequels, let's not do more sequel stuff. And then them pulling the plug on that. Oh, they don't like the Acolyte, immediately cancel season 2. Like, that's the kind of stuff where I just, it really ruins the artistic backbone that Star Wars was built off of, all the way down to, if A New Hope didn't work, George was still going to make Empire. Yeah. It might have looked a little bit different. It might have looked a little bit more like Splinter of the Mind's Eye, but it was still going to happen, right? Yeah. He was, no matter what, he was going to continue his story. And I think, look, I know that was a different time, and I know that was almost 50 years ago now, but truly, I think that's one of the best parts about Star Wars. It's people care enough to continue the story. I saw a tweet from Isabella earlier talking about Star Wars shows. Actually, I'm going to pull it up because it's actually very poignant to what we're talking about.
Isabella and Eric Hill, the goats.
Yeah. Isabella said something, and then Molly from Star Wars Explained responded to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let's see. Where is it? It's right here. This is 100% what I'm talking about. And love you, Isabella. Thank you for being our our example of this. Truly, this is like, I love this so much. Hot take, but people need to accept that most shows are not good after only one season. Or what I would say is, maybe they're not the standard that you would think of for thinking of a show in its entirety from start to finish that has multiple seasons in its first season. Truly, that very rarely happens. She goes on to say, every story needs time to set up and develop the expression, characters, plot, and themes to eventually have any sort of emotional impact. Doing everything in your power to get a show canceled, including review bombing it before it even airs, is not the moral crusade you think it is. Imagine if the Clone Wars was canceled after season 1 because of how it was initially received. We would have never had season 7 or any of you wouldn't even be called Mortis FM right now. We probably wouldn't be having this podcast. There is so much that would be different about that. And one, Isabella's the best, absolutely spitting facts right here. But this is truly, look, was there a time in my life where I was like a little bit more rage filled when it came to Star Wars, of like going to film school and being like, oh, I this needs to be different, blah, blah. But like, then you get older and you watch it and you're like, oh, this is art. Let me think of it from an art perspective, and let me truly, what happened was I found the whole point of this whole podcast, or what the name of the podcast is from, Your Focus Determines Your Reality, where if you walk into a movie or you walk into a show expecting for it, A, not to be good, B, to be bad, or C, off of a ton of bad reviews that you've only been told about without actually watching and seeing for yourself, you are never going to actually like that thing. And it's going to take so much longer. Maybe eventually down the road, you're going to end up liking it. Truthfully, I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of The Last Jedi when it came out. Every time I think about The Last Jedi now, it slowly but surely rises to the top of my favorite sequel film. Full stop. And I really think that the idea of like Isabella says, of like going in and dude, review bombing is crazy. What? Before it even comes out? Dude, I can't understand that. I can't understand it.
It's honestly, people's attention spans and their ability to let something kind of ride is like at an all-time low. We live in an age of TikTok and Instagram, and listen, man, we make Instagram and TikToks. We get it. But like, as someone, also people who read comics and read books and watch things that are not just Star Wars, right? That like, it is, to me, it's like, imagine like not everything has to captivate you from the very first season. Not everything needs to be perfect. Clone Wars is a great example. Rebels is a great example. Like, and I think of things outside of Star Wars, like Breaking Bad, season 1 of Breaking Bad, like it's a good season, but you don't get a Breaking Bad season 5 unless you take the steps, right? The Acolyte, I mean, I'm just gonna flat out say it as well. Like, it's, everyone trashed on that show, and we've talked about it at length. That show is not a bad show, dude.
No, it's good.
Most people have been told that it is bad because most people think it is bad because they've been told that it is bad. When you compare it to a show that is like actually bad, The Acolyte, not a bad show. Is it perfect? No. We have been on record to say that there are problems that we have with the show, but I was like, man, I'm sure people would love this show even more if they actually like let them take a chance on it, and like actually like people, like, it's the same thing with Ben Solo and the sequels, is the same way people feel about The Stranger. I'm like, we would have gotten more of that, dude. And then you would have been like, hey, actually, you know what? The Acolyte season 1, not that bad, because we're getting more of this story and eventually leads up and all that connective tissue. It's like opening like the Bane trilogy and you read the first 2 chapters and you're like, what? Like, what?
It is the equivalent of judging a meal off of only the first bite. And it is, It could not be more of a,
it's reactive.
It's a reactive, and as my grandfather, who is 90 at this point, would say, it's a bonehead way to be, dude. And truly, I cannot stand it. If there is something, and look, how many times can we say this? If there is something that you don't like, fine. That is okay. You are allowed to like and dislike whatever you want, but give it a shot first. I'm not even telling you to like take another stab at it. I mean, I would take another stab at it eventually. Maybe you'll like it when you're older. Maybe you'll like it when you have kids. Maybe you'll like it when you're an old elderly person, whatever it is. Maybe you're at a different point in your life and then you find it again. Wow, this really speaks to me right now. It's art, dude. It doesn't have to be the best thing for you right now. It always can be, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be. Would I rather sit down and watch Clone Wars season 1 or Clone Wars season 7? Clone Wars season 7 in a heartbeat. That doesn't mean I don't love Clone Wars Season 1. However, that also doesn't mean that I don't have critiques for Clone Wars Season 1. Dude, imagine if you were in a marriage or in a relationship and you didn't have little things that maybe like, oh, you needed to work on with your partner. Imagine the first argument you guys have, you're like, I'm out. Sorry, can't be out. Now, depending on what the argument is and depending on what you're arguing about, could be a deal breaker. I understand that. But like there's an idea that there needs to be growth and things that you are working on to get there. And it's just like being on a journey with a show, dude. Bro,
as someone who I like when it comes to like video games, right? Like there is a plethora of I mentioned earlier Destiny. I grew up in middle school and high school playing the Destiny franchise. If you know about Destiny, you know that game, widely regarded when it started, not very good. Now it had its core audience members, it had its core fan base. Few years down the line, and into Destiny 2 became one of the most popular MMOs of all time, right? Yep. You can't it's like it's not worth throwing something entirely out just because it's like you didn't like one little thing about it, you know? It's like they really needed time, not that with time, I think people would have looked back on the Acolyte and been like, wow, you know, maybe didn't love season 1, but it's like eventually someone is going to be like, man, that's actually like one of my favorite Star Wars shows, you know?
Truly. Honestly, we cannot wait for it to get to that point. And people have always said this too about the sequels of like, bro, I mean, think about the prequels. We grew up as prequels kids. Obviously, it's a different thing for us because we grew up with it, and that was the Star Wars that we grew up with. So it's kind of like that thing where people talk about like, oh, who's your favorite SNL cast group? And it's like, well, it's whoever you're in high school with. 9 times out of 10, it's whoever you watched while you were in high school watching SNL. It's the same thing kind of with Star Wars of like, oh, this is this is the cast that I grew up with. These are the movies that I grew up with. That's why I love them. It's the exact same thing, dude. And truly giving art, especially when it comes to Star Wars, which so much art would not be around without Star Wars, 100%. Without giving art the time to breathe, you just immediately suffocate it and then it goes away forever. And that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
And then you get AI slop. Yeah. It's just how can I make the thing that I want to see right now, and I can watch that and sit in a corner with blue light and just drain my brain until I get stuff. Nothing that challenges your thinking, nothing that, dude. When I saw Last Jedi for the first time, I was confused. I remember walking out of that movie and being like, "What?" Now I go back and watch that movie and it hits so much, dude. I love it. I love it so much. And maybe people are going to come on here and say, oh, you're not a Star Wars fan for loving The Last Jedi. Once again, bonehead take, dude. But imagine if I said you weren't a Batman fan because you only liked Dark Knight Rises. That's the only one you like. You're not a Batman fan. That's bonkers, dude.
Yeah.
It's a crazy way to be.
What you like and don't like about a specific thing does not judge or mitigate if you are a fan of something or not. And Star Wars is one of the most vast things of all time. It would be ridiculous to say that you are not a fan because of one thing you don't like or that you do like. It's ridiculous, dude. There are I generally, Will and I are people who we love a lot of things in Star Wars. We go out of our way to like things in Star Wars. That's just how we operate. But there are occasionally things that we don't always love, and other people do love it.
Yeah. I think
that's awesome. Truly, when someone tells me that they love something in Star Wars and I don't love it, it immediately makes me go, I want to hear why you love that thing. Because I want to get in your head to why I could like this more. Not, well, you're stupid for liking, oh my, you're not a real Star Wars fan. Oh my goodness, a real Star Wars fan would never like this and this. And it's like, no, we like different things in Star Wars, you know? And I'm going to be the first person to say when something, breaks canon or contradictions or whatever, and it's like, guys, I'm sorry, like canon is broken every day. Like this is the thing. This is not new.
Adding to it.
Yeah, I'm like, things get retcons, things get changed, and I'm like, but I will tell you firmly, as someone who is invested in so much of the lore, Acolyte did not break canon. So if that is your excuse of why you don't like that show, I'm sorry, it's just not a valid take. It did not break
the
canon.
amount of people that you hear from where they're like, oh, you liked the Acolyte? Like, it broke canon. They're like, oh, did you watch it? And they're like, well, I watched some of it. I watched clips on TikTok. And you're like...
The amount of people, they're like, oh, what was up with that girl bleeding that crystal? Like, that show sucks. And I was like, you don't even know what happened in that scene. It was like, she just like killed her master, right? I'm like, it wasn't like this instantaneous thing as well. I'm like, the definitions of bleeding a crystal are very sparse. There's only 3 other characters we've ever seen bleed a crystal, and one of them, it literally cracked. So like, anyway, I'm getting on a whole thing, but yes, Isabella cooked here. There are in Star Wars, this is what I always say is I love Star Wars with all my heart. It has always been an imperfect franchise. There have always been stumbles in the road. There have always been things that have been changing and things that are adapting and things that need time to cook. When Return of the Jedi came out, people hated the Ewoks. That was the most controversial thing in the Star Wars fandom was in 1983. People hated the Ewoks.
Bro, people hated Empire because of Yoda. Imagine.
Yeah, they were like, they were like Yoda, like he's not Star Warsy or whatever, and they're like, what? I'm like, that is unfathomable now, dude. Unfathomable. I'm like, you have to be open to these things of change. The Star Wars galaxy is so huge, dude. It is so wide spanning. I'm like, I remember when Skeleton Crew, when the trailer came out for that, people were hating on the Star Wars suburbs. Love it. I loved that because it was showing you a part of the galaxy that you had never seen before, and in the context of the plot, it makes total sense.
Yeah,
that was the reason how their planet operated. That's all, dude. If Timothy Zahn in Heir to the Empire in 1991 can bring in hot chocolate, I think we can live with some Star Wars suburbs, bro. Like, I'm like, let's calm down. Heir to the Empire is one of the most widely beloved Star Wars books of all time. It is by some people who hate the sequels considered to be to them the true sequel, and I'm like, bro, it has hot chocolate. If that never happened and that happened today, people would destroy that, dude. It's silly. It's ridiculous. Let's give things a chance. If you love Star Wars, give it a chance.
Yep.
Expand your mind.
It is the question you have to ask yourself of if you actually like the thing or you just like talking about the thing. Mm-hmm. And if you like talking about the thing, whether you like talking about it or if you like talking down on it, if that's what you get your enjoyment out of. Because there are people that do that. Dude, there are sports fans who do that. Mm-hmm. Where they every week they're like, oh, this is my favorite team, but we suck. This is the worst team ever. Blah, blah, blah. Like I was home 2 weeks ago for my brother's football game. He's a senior in high school, and there were these 2 people who were sitting next to me. They didn't have kids with them. I don't know who they were, but they were sitting next to us, and every play they had something to complain about, whether it was a touchdown or a bad play or something the refs did. Every single play they had something to complain about. And I was like fuming because I just wanted to be like, what do you want out of this? Do you want them to win? Do you want the other team to win? What do you just want to sit here? And truly it is that thing of like, sometimes people just need to vent. And they have not been taught the best ways to vent. So they just go at a thing, take it apart, then move away from it and go, oh, how many times do people say something? They go, well, I actually didn't mean that. Like it's bonkers. At the end of the day, make the Ben Solo movie, make Acolyte season 2, please.
Yeah, dude, like, oh my gosh, just give things time to cook. And I promise you it's going to pay off. I promise you it's going to pay off.
Yeah.
Dude, there's planes flying over Disney. There's flyers on telephone poles in Anaheim, bro. Like the Ben Solo movement is happening, bro. We're going to make this happen. Before we wrap up on our buddy from LA Comic-Con, you actually went to film school. So I wanted to bring this up for you. You got any quick advice for him? I also didn't realize that was your account, buddy, so I apologize.
I feel like he's asked this before.
Oh, really? I wasn't.
Quick advice.
Yeah.
Do your own thing. There's going to be a lot of people who think that going to film school means that you're supposed to have 100,000 opinions. That's, bro. You talk about like film bros online. You're going to the mecca of film bros,
Dude. Film Bro University.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. As someone
Just
who
have fun.
it's yeah, bro. Like, oh, also, even if people tell you otherwise, all film is art. You don't get to decide. Like, don't let people tell you what is art and what is not art. But whatever, it's all art.
Yeah, here's a cop-out answer. Be a sponge. Like, literally, there's so much stuff that I know I was taught in film school that I don't remember now that I wish I had learned. There's stuff there's like classes that I chose not to take in lieu of other classes where, look, I went to school as a film major and in marketing and broadcasting and stuff like that. But one of my favorite things that helps me out a ton to this day is I just had to fill out credits and take a graphic design class, and it was all Photoshop. And if I didn't take that, I wouldn't have done any of the jobs that I've done throughout my life, most of them, and I wouldn't be able to do stuff like this because I would have no background in it. But because I am grateful every day that I was just like, oh, I'll take a Photoshop class, and I downloaded it, and like it was a remedial Photoshop 101. I'm grateful every day. So if there's something you're interested in learning, just go out and do it and be a sponge. And even if there's something like when you're a senior, let's say it's still your major and you're like, oh, that class is for freshmen, but you still want to do it, go take the class, dude.
Yeah.
You're there for a reason. Just learn.
Yeah. Good stuff. I like that advice. Good stuff.
It's kind of a cop-out because I feel like be a sponge is literally the answer to literally anything. But
nah, I think
we're going to learn something. What should I do? Be a sponge.
No, I dig
Be
it.
Freak Bob.
Freak Bob shot on the side of highway. What?
No.
Do we have anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this up?
I don't think so. Jeremy Allen White said that Rod of the Hutt is going to be in a lot of The Mandalorian and Grogu, like a lot of The Mandalorian and Grogu, which is crazy.
Insane.
That's bonkers that there's going to be a CGI Hutt following Mando around the whole time, which I'm like, that's got to be most of the reason he gets the Razor Crest back is just to be able to tank Rod of the Hutt around.
This is what I've been saying, man. This is what I've been saying. I also think that's why I think Grogu will probably be doing his own separate thing. I'll take Beefcake Rada over Grogu any day. I'm sorry.
Beefcake Rada.
Oh, we do need to talk about this quickly because we forgot to talk about it two weeks ago.
Oh,
favorite helmet version. Yeah, are we counting animation? On
Yeah,
are we
if we're counting animation, easy. It's the Macquarie Rebels version.
Yeah, I mean that's mine.
Without question.
If we're not counting that, then I mean I guess technically the Rogue One version where you can see the red eyes prominently. I also like the Clone Wars season 7 brief look that we get. But I don't know. This is also a cop out, but the Force Unleashed when it's the half like broken, like and the full helmet is off, and he's like battle damaged and his like leg is out, and I know that's the full suit, but the helmet. I love a good battle damaged Vader, dude.
I think the helmet that I think of in my mind the most is probably the Revenge of the Sith helmet, just because that's the one that like I saw the most. Like that literally was everywhere, and then we didn't get another live action Vader until Rogue One. So it was literally just that forever.
Mm-hmm.
So everything like toys and everything was based on that, like all of the marketing. So I'd say probably the one that I like, that's my bread and butter is probably the Revenge of the Sith helmet. But then I'm also like, I really like the Return of the Jedi one too. Yeah. Which when A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, and Empire, like there are going to be Star Wars fans who are prop heads who are like, actually, but like
Hunter's going to lose his mind.
Yeah, they're not that different, at least from my perspective. I would need to be more educated on the matter of like little inconsistencies and things that change. I love that, but
Dax
I'm like
probably would know. I don't know if you know Dax, but he's friends with Hunter and all of them with the cosplay stuff. He would probably know the differences between all the helmets.
Hey, dude. Appreciate you being here.
If I had to guess, he also posted my picture that I took for him of as when he was Balin Skull, which is very cool. Yeah, no, I agree with the helmet thing. Guys, thanks for being here on this episode. We have 81 people in here, which is crazy. Yeah. So thank you for being here. We will be back hastily. By hastily, I mean probably like less than a week for talking about Visions Volume 3. Yep. Maybe posting some reactions in between then. We'll see. We'll keep you posted on that. In 2 weeks, we will not be holding our regular episode on that evening. We will be having an episode, though, and it will be a very, very special one indeed. For long-time listeners and watchers and fans in the community, blah, 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 of whether it's Will or me or the guys at Beyond the Dune Sea, we are back with Tales from the Archives. That is our book, our Star Wars book club, and we will be talking about Adam Christopher's Shadow of the Sith, the book that came out, I believe, in 2022. If you've not read it, go get a copy or go listen to the audiobook. I've been finishing it up here recently.
Can I play the teaser that you made?
Oh, do you have it?
Yeah, I pulled it up I got it on Instagram.
Oh, I might have it in here.
Already?
Oh, it's in our other studio. It's in the Tales from the Archive studios, but it says I had it preloaded. Wait, can I actually pull from? Is it if I click Tale Streams, is it going to mess us up?
I don't know.
I'm gonna try it.
Oh no!
Oh, it did. I'm still gonna play it though anyway.
And in the end, you cannot touch the shadow. In the end, you do not even want to. In the end, the shadow is all you have left. Because the shadow understands you. The shadow forgives you. The shadow gathers you unto itself. And within your furnace heart, you burn in your own flame. A warning from a darker time.
Woo!
Okay, I switched it back. It's been really quick.
Wild.
Yeah. So really good book. We're actually doing it the day before we're doing the stream the day before Adam Christopher's new novel Master of Evil drops on November 11th. So hopefully we'll get to cover that by the end of the year as well, which is very exciting. So yeah, would love to see you there. Go pick up a copy if you want to read it yourself. If not, we'll be doing a little bit of a summary in the beginning too, so don't feel estranged. Don't be a stranger, not the stranger. So yeah, that's all I really got. Anything else I failed to mention?
Did you see that StreamYard's added sound effects?
No. Oh no. Did you play? What is this, bro?
This is when you guys in chat have bad takes.
That's crazy. Wait, I can add more? Hold on.
Oh my gosh!
They have gunshots in it? Why?
Anytime we get... This is bonkers.
This is so dumb. Oh my gosh, it's so dumb. But yes, we will be back next week for Determined Focus number.
Watch Visions season 3. You
have tonight. You can watch volume 1 and 2. You can make that happen. It is very doable.
Through them.
It is. They will not take you long. I promise you, it is worth it.
Watch Visions. Other than that, Grayson, anything else?
May the force be with you. But more importantly, your focus determines your reality.
Bye-bye.
Always remember.